Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all doing great, staying safe and sane and healthy, and everyone's getting along out there. Well, this is the first video of 2025, so yay, I guess. I don't know. Not really much different, just like I said, a different month, I guess. But you know, I wanted to talk to you guys today about a couple different things. One is an update on Mom. She's doing good. That nausea still hanging on. There's not really much that we're gonna be able to do about that, I think. We kind of got it reined in best we can, like I always say. We have another appointment coming up later this month that you guys will be updated on that as well, and you'll know everything that's going there. And yeah, so there you go. Channel's going good. The channel's growing. We're getting more and more subs every day, and that kind of thing, which I can't thank you guys enough for coming and being a part of this, and just believing in what I do here. So for that, thank you guys so much. Now there's been a few things that's been bothering me recently, and we're going to address those today. I've had several people reach out to me, and they're having a really tough time with the holidays and that kind of stuff. Even though all that stuff's pretty much over with now, they're still grasping, or trying to grasp some kind of thing that looks similar to reality to them. And I want to talk to y'all today because there's a lot of things that happen in our life that can really mess us up. And I'm not necessarily talking about just PTSD and that kind of thing. We'll have flashbacks, we'll have, bad memories, that kind of thing, that necessarily, it'll bring you back to just a horrible time that isn't necessarily, like I said, PTSD, but you have that one bad memory that maybe you keep coming back to, or something like that. Well, I'm here to ask you one big favor today. And that is, please don't dwell on that, okay? If it's a memory, if it's something that happened in the past, whether it's good or bad, it's in the past. There's nothing that you can do about it to change it. And, I mean, this is all stuff that I'm really trying to tell myself here lately, is the things that have happened in the past, amputations, surgeries, seeing the things that I've seen in life that a lot of people probably shouldn't see. And I've been there, I've been there, done that, and it's been a very horrible experience. And I'm paying for it dearly now. And my mental health is deteriorated big time. Again, I'm working on getting it reined in and getting things fixed up and back to normal. But for right now, yeah, it's pretty all over the place. Panic attacks, PTSD, all this, they all play a huge role in my life. And yeah, this time of year, it's really bad. So if you're dealing with that kind of stuff right now, I need you to really listen to what I tell you, because we're going to get real for a moment. All right, I need you to understand that thing that you're seeing, that stuff that is clouding your brain, it's not real. There's nothing there that's going to hurt you. Everything that was going to hurt you in the past is gone. It's over. You're moved on from that. And I know that's a hard concept to grasp. I know that it's just like, well, it's a lot easier said than done, buddy. Believe me, I know. I understand. But man, just like everything else, man, you got to fight it. You got to really fight it. And it gets scary. It gets really scary. I mean, I've actually had panic attacks and episodes where I literally don't feel like I'm in the same location that I once was sitting. Like, I'd be sitting in my bedroom or sitting, in the living room or something, and it literally feels like I'm in the situation that is coming back as a flashback. Like, I literally feel like I'm in, for lack of better definition, like you're in like an abandoned house, or like, just that left behind kind of abandoned feeling of just old memories and like what once was, you know. And that's a lot of what I'm dealing with right now. And if that's you, please understand that, you know, for one, please seek the help that you need, because you're definitely gonna it's definitely gonna get worse. That's one thing. It doesn't go away. It don't just kind of, you know, gradually kind of move on. It will do nothing but get worse. And I'm learning that, and I'm starting to focus more on that. And it's tough, man. It is really, really tough. Like I said, it feels so real. Like, I mean, it's unbelievable the way that it feels, you know. And again, I don't wish this on my worst enemy at all. Like, I mean, my biggest trolls out there, people that absolutely hate my guts, I still wouldn't wish this on you. Not at all. This is the absolute worst feeling in the world. And, you know, you literally feel like you're, you know, about to be unalived at any moment. And there's nobody around. You constantly feel like there's somebody standing behind you, and there's not, to the point where you'll be sitting there going like, and like looking around and stuff, and there's nobody there, man. There's nobody there that's gonna hurt you. Nobody's gonna bother you. It just seems that way, and it feels that way because of past experiences and things that have really, really hit you in the head and stayed there, you know. And I'm no different, you know. I'm no different. And a lot of people will compare their stories to, like, you know, war, and then there's medical PTSD. There's different versions of it. And you know, a lot of people don't really understand that. They're like, well, you didn't go to war, how come you have PTSD? That doesn't make any sense. You know, it's like, that's not how it works, really. There's more to it than that. And you know, that's what I'm trying to do a lot with this channel, is explain that and maybe help people out, and where they can understand that kind of stuff a little bit better. You know, when mine hits, like I said, it's the worst feeling. It's something that, you know, I wouldn't wish on anybody, nor would I have ever expected would be something that would be happening to me. So there you go. Yeah, I realize I'm just kind of starting to ramble at this point, and I, you know, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. But talking to this person who is out there right now that's struggling, I want you to do me a huge favor, and that favor is stay strong, stay focused. You cannot dwell on the past. I know it's hard, and I know that your past is going to come back. It's going to constantly be sitting there around the corner waiting to get you, but you're going to have to just fight it off. You're going to have to look at it and be like, you're not going to take me down. You're not going to defeat me. You will not fucking bring me to the point that you're trying to bring me to. That it can't, because it will physically and mentally tear you down to the point where you won't be with us anymore. It can have that effect on you. It affects your nervous system. It affects your heart. It affects your brain, your way of thinking, your diet. It affects every single thing that can go wrong in your body. It's not just, I'm feeling bad and I'm having some sad emotions. There's a lot more that goes on in your body. Your heart rate will elevate to astronomical proportions. And you got to be super careful with this, man. A panic attack can absolutely end your life. And I want you to be aware of that. And I want you to understand the dangers of these and what can actually happen if you don't look into it and don't, you know, address it in some way, shape, or form. I really, really, really need you to call someone, get a hold of someone if you start seeing any of these things. One is flashbacks. You start seeing any kind of flashbacks or any kind of, you know, really bad memories that keep recurring over and over and over, then, you know, check into it. If you start, you'll start crying for no reason. And even if you're the toughest man in the world, toughest person in the world, doesn't matter. You would just sitting there, and all of a sudden, just this huge, massive wave of emotion will just hit you, and you'll just start crying. So I'd be like, oh my God, what's wrong? What happened? And you don't know. You have no idea why you're crying. You just are. And when you are crying, you're not like happy and like, oh, this is so weird, I don't get it. No, you're like the most distraught you've ever been in your whole life. And you, again, it's so scary because you don't have any idea why it's happening or what this even is. But yet, here we are, taking this ride that you didn't really plan on being on. So there's two things right there. Another thing is nightmares. If you start having more nightmares than you normally have ever had in your adult years, that's probably a telltale sign as well. Like, I mean, one or two here and there is fine, but I'm saying, like, if it just seems to be like a reoccurring thing, then that could be a telltale sign. Another one is you will all of a sudden, like, you'll be watching a TV show or hear a song or something like that, and it will remind you of something bad, like something, you know, oh man, I remember when this song was playing, my grandfather passed away, or they played this at my grandmother's funeral or something like that. And, you know, you'll hear something like that and maybe that'll trigger something in you, you know. So there's telltale signs you have to look for. I'm going to link in the description below from the Mayo Clinic some other stuff that you can be looking for. And if you feel like this is you, then I highly, highly encourage you to get a handle on it before it gets too late and you know, basically your mind goes and wanders and does what it wants to do on its own. And yeah, that can be catastrophic. We'll just say, well, we're going to leave it at that, but it can be catastrophic for all involved. And I think you get what I'm saying. So if those things are something that you feel is bothering you, or you feel like, man, this is me, this feels a lot like the same shit that I'm feeling right now. You know, I've been wondering why it is that I'll just start crying out of nowhere, like just out of the blue. I'm like, here you go. And, you know, and you don't know why, you know, it's because past traumatic experiences, it just kind of sparked in your head just for a second and then it disappeared. But it was enough to leave a memory and a footprint in your head to trigger that emotion. And that has been happening a hell of a lot lately. I mean, a hell of a lot. And it's scary, man. It's very, very scary. And, you know, with me, it's been just full-blown panic attacks. Just absolutely freaking out. I literally woke up the other night screaming, like, I mean, just like yelling at the top of my lungs, get away from me, get away from me. And I'll tell you what that dream was. All right, I was being wheeled back to surgery. I don't know what for, but I was being wheeled back to surgery, and all of a sudden, this doctor walks in, and he's just like, "Hey, Mr. Last Name, how you doing?" And I was like, "Yeah, not bad. How you doing?" And he's like, "Good." And I was like, I started to notice that voice, like my arm, I'm literally getting cold chills. I started noticing this voice, and and it was my plastic surgeon. And he literally, it was like a movie or something where a dude walks over and he like takes his mask down and pulls his mask off his face, and there he stands right there next to me. I can't look at that man's face. It terrifies me. Like you would if you were to see a ghost or a real actual monster. That's exactly what it feels like for me. And it's the most terrifying shit I've ever seen in my life. Most terrifying feeling that I've ever had in my life is when I have that same dream that keeps reoccurring, you know, and it's horrifying. So if you're having stuff like that, where it's like a reoccurring dream of somebody or something, you know, maybe you want to talk to somebody and have them look into it. So there you guys go, man. There's a little update on what all's been going on in my life and the motivated one-legger world. And, you know, I promise I'm going to keep you guys updated on, you know, what's going on with me. The Spotlight on Amputee series, we are halfway done casting everybody. So we're almost to the point where we're about ready to release our 2025 season 3 lineup video. So be looking for that in the next few coming weeks. And yeah, but other than that, I love you guys. Everybody, please stay happy, safe, sane, motivated. Don't look back. Don't give a shit what anybody else says, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. I love you, and I'll see you soon.